it will get better. So if you want to travel, please pack your belongings and run away from that country called Nigeria.
You've had the hype. Leave Nigeria, go to the UK, your life will change. But after the buzz dies down, after the flight lands, what's next? I sat down with a Nigerian who moved to the UK recently to find out the real story. Not the TikTok glam, not the Instagram soft life, but the unfiltered truth. Also, recently, a lot of people have been putting out this fear that moving to the UK or moving abroad might actually ruin your life. In this video, we're going to find out if there is any truth to all of this. Okay, let's start with the big one. You moved to the UK recently. Be honest, was this worth it so far?
Yes, it was worth it. It's not as easy as I expected it to be, but so far, yeah, it's worth it.
What shocked you the most when you landed in the UK?
First of all, it was the culture shock. And then they are racist here. So let me tell you what happened to me. Like the first time I got here and I needed to get a bus to my school, I stopped the bus and you know when driver don't see you, like he saw and he passed. So I was like, did I stop the wrong bus? I checked my Google map. It was the right bus. And I called my sister. I was like, I stopped bus. Some bus. She was like, oh, some of them are racist too. So they will not stop. So you know what I did? When the next bus was coming, I literally stood like where the bus was meant to pass. So if you want to pass, you jam me. I was not flagging the bus down and it stopped. I was really surprised. I'm like, oh, this racist thing that we talk about, it actually happened. And then that was not the only scenario that I experienced such. And also the weather. I remember when I got out of the airport, when the cold blew me, and that's my sister. I said, "Are they on AC somewhere?" Should I look at me? She was like,
Villager.
"It's like you're forgetting where you are. You're not in Nigeria." So I think so far it's the weather, the different people, and then the different cultures. For food, I brought Nigerian food when I was coming, so I don't really have a problem with food, and I don't eat so much like that. So yeah.
Do you ever feel like you were sold a dream that wasn't real?
No, I don't feel that way. But then, honestly, I felt like when I get here, I get a job and things is just going to be easy. But then, with student, I'm on student visa, and with student visa, there's work restriction.
Yeah.
There's 20 hours restriction. And then I remember when I got here, the first 2 months, I was applying for jobs, I was getting unfortunately emails. At the point, I'm like, wait, what? You see that something's wrong with me? Do you know, I even went for interviews, and that's when my sister told me that if they're smiling with you at the interview, it does not mean anything that they're scared people. These guys were smiling, like they were nodding their heads and all. And then I got a response. Unfortunately, most of them, the reason was because of my 20 hours. They wanted full time, but some of them, I did not see any reason why they didn't give me the job. So I feel like I thought that, oh, maybe I get here, I'll get a job. It's going to be easy peasy and all of that. But it's not as if, for some people, because I have friends that got jobs, they've been working since they got here, but everybody's route is different. Everybody's journey is different. So I've come to the acceptance that in this application of a thing, God is not ready to answer my prayer because I've been applying and I keep getting, unfortunately. I'm doing something like I'm working, but then I'm not working full time. I don't get my 20 hours a week. But yeah, so far, it's been good. It's actually still, I'm not trying to castigate our country, but it's still better than Nigeria.
Right.
At the end of it.
Right. So if you compare it to Nigeria, being a student and working Nigeria, you went to school in Nigeria, right? If you
Yeah, I did.
compare the
When
atmosphere.
I went to school in Nigeria, I was not working. I've always done business. I always ran my business. Even like before I came here, I was running my business. So it was difficult for me to think that, oh, I have to wake up and go outside to make money.
Right.
Because when I was in Nigeria, I wasn't doing that. I was literally making money from my house. And then here, you can't even do your business.
So, how are you balancing school, work, and bills? Is it overwhelming?
So it's not because I live with my sister, so I really don't have any bills I'm paying. To be very honest, the only bill I'm paying is my monthly network bill, and I'm chilling for now. Obviously, I'm going to move out soon, but for now,
Do you have friends that are actually paying their bills and all of that? How are they feeling it?
oh yes, I do. They're packing different shifts. They're working overtime to pay their bills. Because for me, I'm living with my sister, so I don't have to pay rent. So for them, they have to pay rent. They have to remit school fees. Some of them have to transport themselves. And I have friends that live in London and then the school in New York. So they have to travel to school. It's not been easy. And sometimes I'm in my head, I'm like, anyways, I keep saying it. If I didn't have family here, I was not going to travel. So because I
Right,
can't go through that mental stress.
right.
Yeah.
Have you had to take on a job you never imagined you would do?
Yeah. All the jobs I'm doing now, I never because why?
Right.
Why? What happened to my bed? So the first time I had to do like sales rep. And then here is different. How do I explain it now? You know, when you want to advertise your product, when you tell people about it, but here you have to do like sampling of the product. So I had to stand and then call people to come and, oh, do you want to try out this thing? And they'll be
Yeah.
telling you no, they don't want it. It doesn't affect my pay, oh, but then which one is you don't want to try free
Weird.
samples? And no, I have to
Right.
stand. And here, most of their jobs you have to stand. So I still don't. It still doesn't make sense to me why somebody has to stand for hours because I'm working. So I did that. I was like, hey, look at me outside saying, hi, do you want to try a free sample? I said, what's in me this?
Right.
But yeah, I never thought I would do that. But
How much do you spend monthly just to survive in the UK?
like I said, so the only thing I basically spend money on is my network bill, and then I think that one is around 20 something pounds a month.
Yeah.
And then transportation in this country. I was checking my account statement and I'm like, transportation is expensive. I know that they did the increment. Before I came, it was £2 for bus, like £2 anyway. Now it's 3 quid. And most times when I work, I have to go to a different city. So what I spend money more on is my transportation and my network bill. Feeding and the rest, I don't spend money. And then maybe when I want to buy my toiletries,
Right.
skincare, hair, that one it's a chunk of my money. But it's not. I don't do it every time. I can
Yeah,
do
so
skincare. Yeah. I can do that once in 3 months, once in 4 months. So
no bills. So do
if
you,
I can't give an estimate, if I want to give an estimate of what I spend in a month for just transportation and my network bill, I'll just say roughly, let's just say 50 to 60 pounds for transportation on my network bill. Yeah, because that's what I spend money on every month,
right.
most of the time.
Do you have any friend that maybe you know that how much you're spending like in a month?
Hey, so I think for just transportation, I think he hits up to 100 plus for just transportation a month.
Right.
I said, because, okay, if we're adding rent, light bill, and the rest, it should be topping 500 to 600 or more because I think some of their rent is like 450. So it
So
should be that
that's
range,
because they
500.
live in student apartment or something like that. Because I don't think you find
Yeah.
400 like normal
Student
rent.
apartment is 390.
So
Why? Yeah, somebody I know that lives in student apartment is 390. And then there are other, it's like a student building, but it's not for the school. That one 490, 4 something, 450 thereabout.
do you feel pressure to
Nobody's
send money
pressuring me
back
to.
home even when you are struggling?
I mean that I think the first month I was there, I called my dad to send me money.
So,
For honestly, back home, the only person that had to send money to is my younger brother. That made me friends and family. But nobody's pressuring me because you can't pressure me. I'm just trying to survive. I'm just a girl.
where's that in the car?
But yeah, no
Okay,
pressure
so
at all.
what about, do you have any friend that like complain about like, okay, I'm here and there are people like back home telling me
I think the
now
friend
you're
I
in the
have has been
UK
here for 2 years already. So
for how much?
yeah, the friend I have has been here for 2 years already. So
Uh,
it's expected that they will think she has so much money to send back home.
Does he ever complain about sending money back up?
But yeah, once in a while she mentioned it's a lady, she mentioned, oh, they've asked for money today, with ask for other money again, as if I get three where they take fuck money from. But I don't see why people feel like if you're abroad, you just magically have so much money. It was my birthday recently, and then my friends were telling me, how can you be sending who is abroad gifts? Why do money for anything now? I'm abroad. I'm like, what do you think there's a tree that they put money and then people abroad will just go and plucking money? People here go through a lot. That's why because when I was coming, you always hear them say, "Oh, when you travel, when you drag by, you be depressed." I'm like, maybe I cannot be depressed. What's depressing? But coming here, I see where most of them are coming from. I cannot be depressed because even when I was in Nigeria, I was in my house at home. But then I understand where most of them are coming from. It's actually depressing because I'm not paying tax for now because I'm a student. But then imagine working your ass out and then 20% first of all from your pay is already going to the government. You have to pay light bill different from do you need to pay for water here?
Yeah,
Water bill.
but it's very minute. It's not.
But then why are you paying for water?
Why are you not paying for water? Water is running. You get clean water into your tap in
I
your
know that
hands.
the one we're getting in Nigeria is dirty. Why are we not paying for it?
Are you kidding me? I don't have water here. I don't have water. If I will have to pay like 40K a month for water, I don't mind as long as water is clean and I have water whenever I want.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I just
So
feel like Nigeria is just a is a very
nah.
funny country that you can do anything you want because most of the people that complain when they're here because they live anyhow
They're
in
used to
Nigeria.
the
Then
no the
they're
unorganized,
used
do
to
it
the
anyhow.
nonchalancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
But Nigeria is it's a very nonsense country, if I must say. Because when you come to this kind of and you're like, what are we?
You realize there's organization.
I swear.
Do you regret moving to the UK?
Regret it. I've been here. It's going to be a year soon. I don't regret it at all. The only thing I'll say I miss because I don't like cold. I hate cold. Right? I hate the fact that I have to wear clothes every time because of the weather. If I was in my house on Tarafa,
You
I just I miss the fact that if I want to go, I have to remember. Oh, I have to wear a jacket. I have to wear like three thermal
yeah,
wears and
you have to be loaded to go out.
do you understand? Like when I pressed K, I was like, wait, see, I felt sick because of cold because me and cold are not friends. It's summertime now, like
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
happy. I'm like, I miss the fact that I can just wake up and say I want to make my hair. I've not braided my hair since I came to this country because everybody's busy. You have to braid your hair. Oh, I can't do.
But
I
you can
have
go to
work.
the salon.
Where?
What do you mean where? There will be hair salons there now.
So that I'll go and pay how much to
Yeah,
when
that's the
I do
problem. It's not
come
because
back.
there are no hair salons. It's because they want to pay 40
No, and
pounds
funny
or 60
enough,
pounds for your
to be
hair.
very honest, here, when you go to like salons, because most of the people that make hair, like for Nigerian people, like everybody they hustle now. You have to tell them I want to make my hair, but then they're too busy to make your hair. No, going to the salons, they're like, oh, they don't make this kind of. Because I have a friend that said she went to the salon, they're like, oh, they don't make her kind of hair, like they don't
Hey,
make
you have
this
to find
texture
the
hair.
black salon now. It's not like you
They
go
don't
to
know
any
how to
salon.
do it.
You
So
can't just go to any
where
salon.
I can't start hustling to be looking for
No,
salon,
but there are a
and then
lot.
I end up regretting it.
No, there are a lot.
But yeah.
It's just
I wish
expensive.
I miss Nigeria because never to be caught. I'll wake up and just decide I want to braid my hair. But here, the first £300, and I have natural hair. If I braid my hair, best believe in 2 weeks' time you'll be asking, "Now, when did you make this hair that is already rough?" So it's crazy, but what can we do? Be packing the hair for now and be
Right.
wearing wig.
Right.
Has your mental health been affected since moving to the UK?
So yes, I think the first few months, the fact that I wasn't getting response from jobs, it just felt like I was because I'd when I came, like I was changing naira to pounds. I was because my
Right.
hands really hot. I'm like, and at the point I'm like, what the hell is going on? Because you change 100K, you're getting how many pounds? Before you close your open your eye, the pounds is gone. I'm like, God, this is life I want to be living. There are days when I will go to school, I'll come back, I'm just so angry. I just go to my room and my sister was like, what's going on? My husband, I'm like, I should not worry, it's not job that it's always like that when you first come, but you get used to it. So that first few months, I was not even like, I started questioning myself. I'm like, wait, why did I even leave my house? That I was comfortable in that stupid Lagos. Why did I just? I would have just been here. So I feel like that first, it took like me getting used to the whole thing and like, okay, I know that it's not going to be as easy as I thought it was going to be. So just the beginning phase, yes, I felt like I had so many thoughts going through my head. I was like, what's going on? How? And the thing is that the jobs here are not hard.
Right.
Just give me the job. Let me do it. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I don't complain.
But
Yeah, yeah.
So, would you advise your younger siblings to follow your path to Japan?
yes, yes, definitely.
What's that thing that you miss the most about Nigeria?
I've mentioned one, walking fully to the salon to make my hair. I miss Awala and Ewedu because I don't know where I'm going to see that thing. So I miss going outside. See, calm down. I miss just saying, I want to go and eat amala. Like you go outside, use your hand and you eat amala. Because now I feel amala African food is expensive here.
Yeah.
Amala that
Yeah,
you
it
eat,
is.
you'll be very full. You eat amala jale 2,000 naira. To be costing
Where's
50
that?
pounds for you
Where's
here.
that? Where's that? Where's the Tamara? Thousand there. On the mainland. On the mainland, maybe. Okay, 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 okay.
Not mainland, on the island, Olaiya. 2 scoops of amala before I left though. 2 scoops, 400 naira. I don't eat too much. So you eat 2 scoops of amala, 400 naira. Ogufe, they sell Ogufe 800. That's already 1 2. You eat the other mende to 200. You eat the other mende to 200 and you are full. Then on the island there now. Go to
Okay.
Olaiya. Go to, what's the name of the other one? Lekki, just opposite Hilda. You eat and you be better full. Yeah.
That means I
It's
don't know
not mainland
places.
island, you know. They still sell it. They still sell it in the scoop if you want.
Right.
You tell them, give me 2 scoops of bala, give
So
me
what else do
ogufe.
you miss?
I miss the weather. As horrible as it sounds that it's hot in Nigeria, I miss the weather. To be very honest, don't me I'm cold. Other friends are or tall. And then I miss the fact that you can just stay and say you want to just go out and chill. Hey, where are you going? Where are you going to chill? Where?
In the park.
Before
In
you
the
say
park.
you open your eye, which park is that? Oh my god! Able to see movies here is because at a point, yeah, you always want to think about it like, now this money where I want go is what if you change it to naira and send it to somebody, they'll be very very happy. Although I don't base my spendings on conversion because
Yeah.
obviously I don't live in Nigeria anymore. I can't be doing that to myself. I'll be thinking about the prices, but then as some flexing you want to just flex, you'll be like, God, I need to earn so much money so that when I'm spending this thing now, I'll not be thinking that it's one kind of big money to spend because it's actually not. It's just the fact that where we're coming from, the
Right.
currency is bullshit. But
Right.
What's a typical day like for you in the UK?
a typical day for me when I'm not working or when I'm okay. So let me because obviously I'm a student. So a typical school day for me used to be. So I started a business when I came here. I started cooking. I used to sell food in school. So I go to school twice a week. So a typical day for me when I'm going to school, when I wake up in the morning, I have to prepare food for my customers and then I take it to school. Because of where I live, to my school is like an hour plus. So I have to travel to school, get back. I always get back late because my classes are evening classes. I don't know who told them that because you're doing masters, you'll be available in the nights. My classes run from 5 to 8 p.m. Very crazy.
So is it very
But yeah.
busy? Is it stressful?
Yeah, it's the fact that I have to travel because my school is in a different city from where I live.
Right.
The traveling part is stressful. The school part is not. It's not stressful. The only stress is the fact that I have to go to a different city for school, and then I really have to wake up. I have to wake up really early because I have to cook.
Yeah.
So I wake up 5 o'clock, sometimes 6, most times 5 because I have to cook. Yeah, besides that, when I'm not going to school on a work day, I always wake up early, go to work, come back tired, and rest. When I'm not working, I'm not going to school. I'm at home like this with my babies.
So, if Nigeria was stable and safe, would you have stayed?
Yes, definitely. I would have stayed though, because Nigeria is sweet. Nigeria is sweet. It's just that it gets worse by the day. If it was safe, if it was organized, if you could just leave without worrying about anything, definitely I would stay.
So, do you think staying in Nigeria might have been a better decision?
With the situation of things in Nigeria now, no,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. Because funny thing is, when I traveled, my next rent, my landlady sent me a message and she had increased it by almost times two.
Jesus.
Crazy. For what reason? I don't know. So no, I would not. I don't know. With the current situation in Nigeria.
So, is the UK truly a trap, or does it just depend on the person?
So I think it depends on the person, but with the way the with the way the country is, at least from what I've noticed, it's just like they just want you to continue working and then they'll be collecting tax. Like most people just living a life of circle, and you have to be you have to be a I don't you have to be is it a go getter now or a hard worker. You have to be somebody that doesn't want to you have to be somebody that wants to break the chain to see that and then try not to go in that path. I don't know if I'm making sense,
Yeah,
but
I get
I
this.
think there's what they expect. There's what they expect people to.
Like
That
there's
to
no
be this
work-life balance. It's just work, work, and
good, yeah.
right,
So there's this mentality that you have to work and work and work until you die. God forbid I do such.
right. Okay.
Knowing this, would you rather Nigeria? I mean, would you rather live in Nigeria where there's no work, work, work? Do you think that there is work-life balance in Nigeria in comparison?
Nigeria, the people's mental health in Nigeria is crazy, but then most people prefer to have that mental health issue outside of Nigeria. But Nigeria is the thing with Nigeria is it is not developed, right?
Mm.
You can be working. So here, I feel like you see the proceeds of what you're working for. The only thing that takes it away from you is the tax, right? Minimum wage here, like cleaners, whether you're a cleaner, whether you are an architect, whatever you're doing, you're getting paid like there's a minimum wage to whatever you're getting. Now, a cleaner in Nigeria, they already don't stamp saying that 20K, 30K, they'll be paying you for that. But here, nobody cares what you're doing. Just work and then you're going to be paid well for it. The only thing taking a chunk of your money is the tax. Aside that, you're actually getting paid well for what you do. Whereas in Nigeria, it feels like you're working your ass out and then you're not getting enough money. I like most people, they used to go and steal. You see, they'll say, but your guy good to run, if they thief or got money because they're not getting paid well. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So basically, let me get what you're trying to say is that with minimum wage in the UK, you can actually live your life. You can live like it's not like with minimum wage here, you can't actually survive. You can't afford to have pay for light or anything. But if you are someone that works minimum wage in the UK, are you saying that you'll be okay?
Yes. Yes. You'll be okay.
All right.
You'll
So
be okay as a single person.
as a no, like again, even if you are not single, if you have a partner, as long as the both of you are working, I mean,
Working, yes.
which
You
you,
make
you should
ends
even be
meet.
able to save with that because if one partner's money
Yeah,
is used to pay bills and all of that, the other one
true.
can get saved and you
As
can have
opposed to Nigeria.
yeah.
Nigeria. No.
The video that actually prompted me to make this video, which was a lady saying that traveling to the UK is a trap. I mean, for you, you probably will not still get the full picture yet because you're still going to school, you're living with somebody, you're not working. But I can say that for me, I was there for like 2 years. I was working and all of that. And it wasn't anything extraordinary. And I've been in Nigeria for like about 6 months now. I'm not doing any other job other than me trying to like follow what I'm here for, which is to create content. But if I was living in somewhere like if it was the UK or if it was somewhere in Europe, I could be doing a job like I could just be doing some job that I want to do. But here in Nigeria, which job? Even if I wanted to work as a waiter in the UK, I can do it. I will still be earning my 900 to 1,000 to 1,004 pounds, which will cover everything that I want to do, and I can still have my content creation job on the other side. So I don't get it when people start chatting all those things. It's just ridiculous.
So I think for that, for people that say it's a trap, I don't know. I think everybody with the way they see life, right? Because I don't know. I've not seen the video you're talking about, but then
Yeah.
there's something that from them, whatever it is she said. Like I said, eh? So it's everybody with their own with how they see life. Because you can check now. Maybe there's something that she's probably going through that makes her. People are bugging in UK. People are bugging. Like Nigerians are here earning better funds. So there's money. You just have to know where it's at.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Some people believe that you have to work your ass out to get money. No, me, I don't believe in working my ass out to get
Yeah,
money.
I think
I
that
believe,
that's where the problem comes for most people that see that it's a trap. Because if you work
yeah,
minimum wage, don't expect to
obviously
get rich
now.
from minimum wage. And then when they
It's
work it, for example, those that went there and then they have to find a way to stay. They start working career job. They have to work the career job for 5 years. Now they have to work this for like 10 years. They start complaining that okay, it's a trap.
it's a
Now
second.
it's a sec because you put yourself in that situation. But if you are somebody that went there, you went for your career and everything, you
You're doing
can't
what you
you
like.
can't get rich with minimum wage. I don't know which country is going to do that for you. And then they start
That's
complaining that it's
true.
a trap. If you want to
That's
be rich, you
true.
need to break out of that minimum wage circle. If not, you end up saying it's a trap, which is what I think
Most
happens with
people
these people
are
because
doing.
they go there, work for 10 years doing career job, and then they get stuck earning the same amount of money. There is no they can't scale, they don't go up, they don't move forward. There's no, it's just career job. You earn the same thing for 10 years unless maybe they decide to increase minimum wage one way or the other. So you're stuck in the
But you're doing
circle
something
and you
that
end up
depends.
calling the place a trap and then you call it a slavery.
People are
What do you have to say to anybody that is planning to move to the UK to study right now? I mean, move to the
well,
UK to study, to stay. Most people that move, they want to stay, right? So,
yeah, because that's like the easiest route to leave Nigeria. I don't let anybody deceive you. Don't let so see everything you see on social media. Everybody's talking from their own experience and how they feel, right? You cannot use somebody else's story to write your own story. Do you understand me? If everybody starts saying, "Oh, the UK is hard," living outside Nigeria is hard, nobody will want to travel. Okay, people that are saying the UK is hard, outside the country is hard, why have they not left to back to Nigeria? Why have they not left? Because they know that the small change where they get, if you convert it to naira, you're getting a lot of money. You can even start up a business in the same Nigeria. Even if you're at the end of the business safe, they will frustrate your life. But anybody that wants, if you're planning to travel out for study, whatever it is you're trying to, the beginning stage is always bumpy. See me, I just came here, I've had my fair share, and I will tell you for free that the beginning stage, even if as see Elvis, I'm living with my sister, I'm not paying rent, I'm not paying anything, but beginning stage, you get that CDB, especially if you don't have a job, right? But it will get better. It will get better. So if you want to travel, please pack your belongings and run away from that country called Nigeria. Because until Nigeria is better, people will keep traveling. They'll keep leaving the country because people, you see our government there, they're mad people. These people are stealing money. As in, they're stealing money that one person can steal money that will. You know that Nigeria can be better.
Nigeria can be better.
Nigeria can be
Nigeria
better.
has everything it needs to be better. In the UK, they are
But
taxing you
they
because
just
they
don't
have
want it to be
nothing.
better.
Everything they do is based on tax. They only tax you. They don't have anything. So
Do you understand? The country can be better, but our government, they just don't want it to be better because if it's better, then we are removing food from their table. I don't know if that makes sense, but to anybody that wants to travel, please, whatever it takes, just leave. The outside of Nigeria is actually better than staying in Nigeria. Just be outside of Nigeria and then be advocating for a better Nigeria, right? Because aside from the fact that there are not good jobs, there are not good, there's no security and everything, you can just wake up one morning before you know it. God forbid your enemy, they've bombed your enemy. See what's happening in Benue State is really heartbreaking. And then it's as if you don't have a president. Do you understand? Let's be outside of Nigeria, advocating for a better Nigeria and be praying for them. But if you have the opportunity, whatever it is, since I came here, I've had my friends. I know I've had more than 20 messages. oh, Karen, how did you do it? I want to travel. I want to do it. How much did you spend? And it's crazy because what I spent when I was coming last year is not what who wants to come now. We spend. You'll be spending almost times two.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Because
that
everything
will
has
show how
increased.
bad the country has gotten. If I was coming, I spent, let's say, 30 to 20, 30 million. So when I was to come now, I'll be looking at 50 because the country is bad. So my advice to whoever wants to travel, please travel now that you can, and we'll be praying for Nigeria outside of Nigeria
Okay.
because it's just better. It's just better, to be very honest. It's just better. It's not going to be easy at first, but then I don't think there's anybody that cannot adjust to a new system. So
Right.
my 2 cents.
Okay. Thank you very much. And that brings us to the end. Thank you for sharing your view, and I hope the people, anyone that watches, they will take one or two from it and don't get scared like their life is going to end by trying to look for a better life. I mean, if you have the resources to get yourself a better life, why not do it? Because somebody on social media said Nigeria is the next. All right, thank you very much. Right, so I will link our Instagram page in comment section of this video, so make sure you go there, check her out. If you have any questions, you can actually ask her. Thank you for watching this. Hope you guys have gotten something from it. Share this video because that's the only way YouTube will show it to more people that are likely to need it, and this might actually change someone's life. So make sure you like the video. It won't take you anything, it's free. I'll see you guys on the next one. Today, I'm asking the real questions. Did they make a mistake? Was moving back to Nigeria with your husband and 5 kids a mistake? Is Nigeria really home sweet home?
We didn't have electricity.
And what's the one thing they wish they knew before coming back to Nigeria?
That's what they complain about.
If you've ever thought, should I japa or should I japada? You need to hear this. The Idowu